Good morning. So I want to talk a little bit about appreciation. Oh, this is why. This is what instigated it. I'm out on my morning walk, and there's a whole line here of these fig trees that just grew here in this ditch. And the figs are starting to ripen. So for the last few times that I did this walk, I come back with a whole bunch of figs in my coffee cup. But I really want to talk about appreciation and why appreciation is so important, and how when you live in appreciation, you get more to appreciate. I think it's probably about 6:45. I got up this morning at 5:10 with my alarm and the dogs barking, and did meditation, and then I did a guided I don't know what it's called. It's almost like a hypnosis, where you go into it like a deep hypnotic state, and you're like reprogramming your mind. I'm going to get down here on these. This is where I got to. There's a few of these little steps that come out, but I came out to this one. A few of these little paths that lead out here onto the side of the mountain. I'm going to go down a little bit so I can get in the shade, because the morning sun is already on me. Sit here for a minute. So I really want to talk about appreciation and why appreciation creates more in your life for you to appreciate. So the more you appreciate what you do have, even if it seems that you have little, for most people, and also for most of my life, you focus on the lack. You focus on what you don't have. And you get up straight away in the morning and you start working, running to get more, or to do what you have to do, or it's always a state of lack. And when you get into a state of appreciation, you can really appreciate what you do have. Seldom just without, and I mean appreciating by way of purposely finding what to appreciate in your life and appreciating it. And when you get into the mindset of appreciation, it becomes easier and easier, and you see more and more things that you can appreciate. And the reason that appreciation is so important is because it changes your whole outlook on life. It changes your whole perspective. When you live in appreciation, you can appreciate also the little things, and it's not just the big things that you're waiting for, the big splashes in your life. You can appreciate that you have running water in your home. Think about it. If a couple hundred years ago, people had to go out and they had to carry water back. It wasn't there wasn't an instant shower in your home. You had to bring whatever water you had. That's just basic, the basic. And being raised and growing up in the modern world, it's a given. You have water in your house. You have a toilet. um, so those are things that each and every one of us can look at and appreciate. But I'm talking about even the finer things, the little details. Appreciate where your food came from. Appreciate that you have food. Appreciate that you have options. Appreciate that we live in a free world. Appreciate that we have internet, and that I can do this video in Israel and it can get all the way to the States and around the world. So there's so much to appreciate. And when you start getting into the details and you start really looking at the fine, like through the eye of the needle, at every little thing that you do, and it brings you into the present moment, first of all, because you're noticing things that are right there in front of you. And by living in appreciation, you're living in awe. You're living in a state of happiness that makes you happy. You have what to appreciate. And it changes your whole outlook. You live from a place of abundance and not from a place of lack. When you're in appreciation, you see the world as an abundant place. and it brings more of that. The more you see the abundance around you, the more obvious the abundance is, and the more the abundance opens up for you because you're noticing it. It's like a chicken and the egg. And when you are in appreciation, there's a vibration to it. There's a happiness to it. There's an appreciation. You are vibing out uh, a high vibration of appreciation, and it makes you happy. And when you are in that mindset and you're in that vibe, it magnetizes to you more of the same. And you could say the universe sees that you appreciate what you do have, so it brings you more to appreciate. But you could also just see it as it's the obvious way of things working, because if you are in that high vibration of appreciation, it pulls people that are in the similar mindset into your life, and it starts creating this momentum in your life. um, Momentum of drawing into your life people that are similar minded. And when you have people that are similar minded, then you vibe off of them and they vibe off of you, and it brings you into this circle. And also, when you're in appreciation, you notice everything around you. When you're living in appreciation, yeah, it's the same when you're living in lack. When you're living in lack, you're noticing all the lack around you, and that's what your life becomes. Your life, if your life is a series of moments, now, and never ending. And in most of those moments, you are in a mindset of lack. At the end of the day, you look back on your day, it's going to be a miserable day, a day that you thought all day long of how little you have. You're going to go to sleep in that mode. You're going to wake up in that mode. Whereas when you wake up in the morning and you say thank you, it's enough to wake up in the morning and say thank you that I have a pillow, or thank you that I'm healthy, that I'm alive, that I have this opportunity. Even if you don't have health, you can appreciate the life that you do have. Um, just the fact that each and every one of us is a miracle. And we have, that just the fact that we got this avatar, this body to come into this 3D, physical world and have this experience and be able to gather the experience and store it in our minds is amazing. Um, there is unlimited potential, and we are one of of infinite potential that came to be. So we already have appreciation just in the fact that we are here, and that we have choice, and that we can, first of all, we have the first choice that we have is choice over our thoughts. That's something, in the physical world, sometimes it doesn't feel like we're left with a lot of choices, but choice over our own thoughts is something that's built in. It's something that we have it's a given. And, and even that, most people, most people um, give over their freedom for their own thoughts to the consensus of the all, or to society, or we allow others to program us, or allow others, because it's hard to think of your own individual thoughts and what you want, so you allow society, or your parent, or your spouse, or others, your friends, to tell you what is considered to be good. We don't even have our own independent thoughts anymore. But that is our first freedom. That is our first thing that we can wake up in the morning and be appreciative of, that we have the choice to think how we want, regardless of outside circumstances. And outside circumstances change according to our own thought process. There's so many different ways of being. And we have control over that. One of the first things is appreciation. Appreciation brings you into a state of curiosity. It brings you into a state of coming into the now, because when you're in appreciation, you start noticing, you're looking at the stone, you're watching things that are around you. And in order to, think of how much of the day we spend inside of our mind, not even noticing the simple things that are around us. But when you come into the now, when you come into appreciation, it brings you straight down into the now, and then you can fully experience life. So there's so many different things in appreciation. Happiness sits in appreciation. You have to appreciate something in order to be happy about it. Without appreciation, there is no happiness. So happiness comes first. It's like instant. Appreciation, happy, they come together hand in hand. um, there's so many reasons. So if you can wake up in the morning and just say thank you to the world, thank you, think of all the things that you have to appreciate and bring them into words, and bring them from thoughts into words, because that actually brings it down into the world. And our voices are vibrations. So it's actually bringing the vibration of those thoughts into the 3D world and bringing it out into, um, there's a rock rabbit, just like there was yesterday. There's a rock rabbit sitting over there just looking at me. In between, like, there's four rocks and there's like a window in between them. You can see, it's like, how am I going to point at it? It's like there's a rock rabbit right inside of that little hole there. It's just sitting there watching us. Cute, cute. They live in these stones. Like, look where I'm sitting. I'll just show you. Oh, there was, down there maybe. It's like so deep down. So appreciation. And so when I can think of, let's say, when I can think of my relationships, or, instead of thinking what isn't there, I think of all the things that are there. So let's say in a relationship, let's say even with my twin, I could live in a place of lack and say, oh, it's, I'm not fully getting an expression of the love that I feel. I'm not able to fully express it in the relationship that we have, the kind of relationship that we have, because a full expression of love would be also in the physical plane. And I could sit in the lack of that, and it would make me miserable, and it would make me miserable to be around, and it would bring me more of that lack, because the more I would think of that lack, then the more I would be vibing off that, oh, this isn't good enough for me, oh, I want more, and this is, and who wants to be around that? And when I'm in appreciation of what I do have, first of all, I'm living in a place of being able to really be happy in what we do have and the friendship that we have, and really see it as adding to my life, and adding value, and I get knowledge, and there's so much that I get from it. I could just go on and on and on. um, I could do a video that is just all gushing, just all saying all the good points. I could just go on and on and on. And when you're in that appreciation, you feel appreciative. And then you feel like you're living in an abundance, like you have all these things to be happy about. And it makes you into a happy person. It makes you have a happy life. So appreciation makes you happy. Appreciation brings more of itself. It feeds itself. It's worth it. And appreciation is a mindset. And it is a mindset that you can purposefully bring yourself into, and it makes for a happy life. A lot of times there's like, even I could say, like, for me also, we have ups and downs, and there a lot of times it's hard to find that place of appreciation. It's difficult, because we are feeling the lack of things that we don't want. Our vibration is low. We are in a bad place within ourselves. And when we get into those kinds of modes, there is a gap between how we feel and the feeling of appreciation. And there's so many different ways to get to the same thing. There's so many things that we can appreciate, even if our outside circumstances are horrific. It's all in your mindset. I have a group of friends that live down on the beach. They don't have a home. They're homeless, you could say. But the way that they live and the way that they look at it, the way that they are feel like they are in abundance and that they have all the time that they want is free. They get up in the morning and they're with nature. They're one with nature. Um, and it's amazing to see how they have a kitchen on the beach that has more food than my kitchen and my home has. It's just abundant. Um, and people that come and go camping will come and leave all of everything that they have left over, and there is always abundance there, whatever they want. And it's a mindset, and they're happy people. And so and there's other people that don't have a home and they feel the lack of it and they're fighting against, and they have nothing, and they feel like they have nothing in it, and they're miserable in their lives. And it's all, the only difference is the difference of mindset. So you can feel appreciation in any kind of circumstances. You can find what to appreciate. You can even if just going out into nature, and that nature is abundant. I mean, look around us. Nature is abundant. There is no such thing as lack. There is no such thing as minus. Minus is man made. There either is a tree or there isn't a tree. It either is or it isn't. But there is no lack in the world. And when you understand this, that by nature, there is no lack, there only is abundance, there only is um, existence. And even lack is an existence of the lack. So I think I drove that home. I have so much more to say about it, appreciation, but a regimen. I like in the morning when I get up. One of the first things that I do before I even meditate, most mornings, before I even meditate, I get up in the morning and I say thank you. I look out the window or look around the room and wake up and say, well, thank you. My twin told me something yesterday. It was we were at the beach yesterday, and he said to me when we were walking out, he said, if I were to give you $10 million now, would you take it? And I said, yeah. And he said, okay, well, if I were to give you $10 million today, and but like it had an attachment to it, that like a tonight. What? How do you say that? I don't even know. Like, if I gave you $10 million today, but the price of it was that you wouldn't wake up tomorrow morning, would you take it? And I said, no, I wouldn't. What would that be worth? And he said, good. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, remember that. And I thought that was interesting, an interesting mindset, because it already gets you into a place of appreciation when you wake up in the morning. Oh, thank you that I don't have so many dollars and I have in my life. So, and meditation is important. Yesterday we were sitting at the beach, and my twin is a guide for life. My twin flame, he's a guide for life. And that's what he does. He gives people advice. People come to him to get advice. And there was a young man that came, and we sat down, and a circle formed around us where we were sitting, and we were all talking, and he came and he asked my twin. You could tell that he was in a place of pain, and I guess bilbul, you would say, at a loss, like in a place in his life where he didn't, kind of insecure, and didn't really know, and he was asking my twin for advice. And he said, what would you suggest to me? And my twin said, meditate, meditate, Meditating connects you back to yourself. It connects you to the higher realms. When you are able to go into deep meditation, and I know that sometimes it's difficult. I know when I first started meditating, it was about 10 years ago when I went through a detox from alcohol. I started meditating, and I didn't do it like on like every day. I would do it every once in a while, but it was very difficult for me to get into the meditative mode. Get in. It was boring for me. Oh, I'm gonna meditate. And it's like you sit there, do nothing for an hour or for 20 minutes. Or nowadays I do about a half an hour meditation in the morning, and I do a guided meditation that I'm already used to. It takes me straight in. It's a guided meditation that my twin does online. It's in Hebrew, but it's a meditation of uh, Dr. Wayne Dyer also does meditation, and what it does is, for me, this is my take on it. The that the saying is is part of God's name in almost all of the known words for God. And but more than that, when I go into meditation, you do you're vibrating out the feeling. So when you go into like a guided meditation, it brings you into this feeling of there's like with my twins guy. The first half of his guided meditation talks about, okay, think of what you want to create in your life, feel it inside of you. You have to have the feeling because that's the vibration. And then you do and it brings the vibration, your vibration, out into the 3D. And yesterday I was talking in the video that I did about our connection to everything that is around us. There is no gap between us and the universe. Even if it seems like here there's nothing, there is. It's just we can't see it, but there is. There is no gap. We are completely connected to our source, and we're completely connected to our source. That little guy over there is still just sitting over there looking out at the view. So we are completely connected also physically to our source, but also the food that we eat comes from the source. The knowledge that we have comes from the source. Our connectivity with other people, it comes through a vibration and a source. Even our words are vibrations. The sounds that we make are vibrations. And so by feeling these feelings and putting them out into the world through our vibration, we are telling the universe all around, we're sending it out, our message, our vibe. And through sending that vibration out into the world, we are magnetizing more of the same back to us. It's very, when you can see it, when you begin to see it energetically, you understand the connection between us and everything around us, and you understand that everything is in abundance and everything already is in existence, and that's how you bring everything back to you. So maybe I was thinking this video is all about appreciation, but appreciation magnetizes to you more of the same. So it is actually creation through appreciation. So it's creating your reality through appreciating what you want. And you create your reality with your emotions, and you create your reality if you're looking at lack, then you're creating your reality of lack, and you're creating more of the same because that's what you're seeing, that's what you're experiencing, that's what you're looking for, that's what you're seeing. When you're looking for the lack of something, or when you're feeling lack, you're noticing lack all around you. And that's what your life experience becomes. I mean, it's just obvious. Your thoughts are creating your reality. If you're thinking that you're in lack, you're noticing all the lack, and that's what your experience becomes. It's very simple. When you are noticing the abundance and you're in appreciation for everything that you do have, you notice it all around you, and that's what your experience of life becomes. Appreciation, regardless. of whatever your outside circumstances are. It's so simple. Look at all this fruit. I'll show you the trees. I'm going to be walking by the trees. As I think that some seeds fell down into this little ditch here along this, there's a ditch here, and the seeds fell down into the ditch. And come on, Lola. She got right in my feet and started sniffing something. I almost tripped over her. And so your thoughts really do create your reality. So in meditation also, I want to just finish that up, and then I'll already be by those trees. I'll show you the trees, and then so when in meditating, you connect yourself to these higher realms that are all around us all the time. It's our connectivity. It's what you feel inside. You know, the being inside that is either happy or, yeah, it's not your meat body. It's not your physical body. There's something inside that is either in pain or happy, whatever is the experiencer. See these fig trees? See, and they're full of figs, and they're down in that ditch. You can see the figs all over them. They're just starting to ripen up now. That tree is still not ripe. I think that it really depends on how much sun the trees get, because and also probably the tree itself, because this hurts. Some of the trees are starting to ripen, and some of the trees have less ripe fruit. See, there's another one. I think they like water, the fig trees. So like in a ditch is and they grow really quick and fast from seeds. And so I think that there's a whole line of them here, all along down in this little ditch here, because this ditch in the winter fills with water. So, and that probably also holds a lot more water also during the summer months. Summer here gets really hot. So live in appreciation, and then there's abundance all around you. You know, also when you live in appreciation, you take time to notice things, and then your life becomes richer. Your life is fuller. You know, if I had gotten up in the morning, and this is just a observation. If I had gotten up in the morning and I'm thinking about all the lack, I need to work, I need to make money, first of all, that's all my life becomes, only that, making money, and that's the only thing that is worth anything. So, wait, try this one. Yeah, this one's ready. Thank you to the tree for all of the fruit. Let's see, there's another one over there. Get into it. Not quite ready. This one? Yeah, this one's ready. Thank you. See, I see that the trees as, you know, say thank you to the tree, but look, the trees, they bring forth like their fruit. It's like bringing forth their children. It's like them coming to their prime, and then they come and they present their children. You know, their children. It's their seeds. It's their continuation of their life. It's their abundance. It's the seeing the abundance. See all these trees? They're all along here. They just grew down here in this little ditch. Okay, so there's my video on appreciation and creating your reality through appreciation and meditation. So thank you.